Hi, family. I'm doing it. I did it. I told you I would, and I am doing it. I love you guys. Hi. And to everyone else, aloha mai kako, or in Hawaiian, hello, everyone. Anyways, welcome to the channel. I am TMAD, the middle-aged dad, and I'm so excited to be here. But with that in mind, and before I forget, I can't be so rude. I'd also like to introduce Brittany, my co-host. Brittany. Okay. But moving on, we have so much to talk about. I am so excited to be here, and I am so glad to finally be doing this. In fact, quick sidestep, but it's actually taken me months to get here. I originally planned this back in like October of 24, and it's currently February of 25. And so, for those of you that struggle with anxiety, for those of you who struggle with, I don't know, putting things off, getting things done, feeling like an imposter or imposter syndrome, I get it. I'm here for you. I understand. And it's possible. You can do the thing. And you can do the thing too. I believe in you. Took me a while, but we did it. Anyways, so yeah. In fact, before I get too far off the beaten path here, one of my favorite quotes that really helped me finally get on track was, I don't remember who it was from or which book I read it in, but it goes, "Done is better than perfect." Yeah. And for me, I struggle with perfectionism so badly that for me, I just had to finally say, you know what, like, enough is enough. Let's get it done. Maybe someday it'll look cleaner. Maybe someday it'll look better or sound better or be more professional, etc. But not today. Just for today, I just need it done. So here we are. Thank you for being here. Here you are. Thank you for being here. And welcome to the channel, everybody. Welcome to TMAD. So, you guys have probably noticed a little bit already, but who am I? Let me introduce myself. As the middle-aged dad, I am part Native Hawaiian. And as a part Native Hawaiian, I belong to a group called Hapa. In fact, let me spell that with my handy dandy. Ooh, notebook is that's probably copywritten. I'm not saying it. A handy dandy whiteboard. But as a Native Hawaiian, I belong to a group known as Hapa. Also, for all of you watching, my A's are triangles, so you're going to have to deal with it. But yeah, so I'm Hapa. And as far as I understand, the word Hapa is actually derived from the word Hapalua in Hawaiian, meaning half, or literally meaning half. And particularly in the 1700s and 1800s, as Native Hawaiians were blending with U.S. colonists, I think that's where the term originated, was like hapa hale, right, or half white. However, more modernly in Hawaii, hapa has come to mean it's also come to include the term mixed. And so Hawaii is home to a very diverse hapa community, including hapa Chinese, hapa Japanese, hapa hale, hapa Filipino, and so on. As for me, I am hapa Hawaiian, Filipino, and English, which is another story for another time. How about you, Brittany? What are you? Okay, moving on. What are we doing? What am I doing? Why are we here? Who is this for? Don't mean to brag, but I happen to be the father of four of the most incredible humans ever. And I have spent so much time trying to figure out, right, like how to be here for them as often as possible for as many things as I can. And I think every parent faces this, right? Like, how can I possibly be everywhere all at once? And so, in fact, particularly for me, since I'm a 50-50 parent, I don't have them half the time. And with that in mind, you know, what if they want to see me or hear my thoughts, feedback, opinions on things while we're not together? At one point in time, I was thinking of baby books. In fact, my parents left me a baby book when I was like in my 20s, and it like cataloged the first 5 years. The major difference is that for me, I hate scrapbooking. I think it is an archaic method of doing things, and I think it's just wasteful. Like my baby book, I love the thought. Thank you, Mom. Um, but with that said, it's like the size of like 10 Bibles. It's freaking massive, and it's all of like the first 3 years or 5 years of my life. So obviously baby books weren't going to do it. At the same time, there was an idea a couple of years ago about like ghost emails where you make a secret email account for your kid and you send them emails periodically. I don't know. It was a cool thought. But as a communications major, one of the things that I don't like about email or writing in general is that it only accesses one channel of communication. So with that said, one of the things that I wanted to do was be able to access more than just that single channel, being the written word. Because, I mean, also the written word is so easy to misunderstand and misconstrue based on perspective, opinion, context, etc. So I didn't like the ghost email idea. And then finally, kind of grim, but I also thought of like leaving obituary videos for my kids when I kick the bucket. Like, I don't know, telling them stories and maybe even like leaving clues for like a hidden puzzle, which still might happen as a matter of fact. But all of these ideas, including the obituary videos, left me with like three major pitfalls, right? Like, first of all, what age are my kids when I'm making this video? What if I don't die until like I'm 300 years old if science makes some sort of breakthrough? Like, if I make it when I'm now, you know, that's like 200 years worth of stuff I can't talk about. Also relevance, right? Like in my own, I'm old, but I'm young old. And so like within just my lifetime, like I saw the invention of the internet, of social media, I mean, of websites, of search engine optimization. I used to have to make sure that like nobody picked up the phone off of the hook for anybody that understands that reference so that it didn't interrupt the interweb. And so like, how could I possibly leave a single video or a single anything that stayed relevant for my kids for all time, right? And like they're going to get older, I'm going to get older, topics change, needs change, etc. Which brings me to the third pitfall that I was running into, which was like the breadth, BREADTH, the breadth of issues. Like, how can I possibly be there for my kids in all places, in all times, for all things? And so that's when I remembered, you know, the internet, the interweb, YouTube channels, podcasts, etc. So, for those of you still paying attention, this channel is specifically primarily for my kids, a place where I can talk about everything. I can hopefully be here for everything. And all of our discussions, ideas, you know, everything is saved for perpetuity. So that's who this is for. Any thoughts, Brittany? Okay, moving on. So with that in mind, if this is just for my kids, why is it on the internet? And that is a fair question to which I will respond right now. So using my handy dandy whiteboard, I will teach you another Hawaiian phrase, kokua. So in Hawaiian, right, the word kokua literally translates or means help, right? To help. However, like most things in Hawaii, words or phrases go beyond just the dictionary definition. In fact, to quote Google, please don't sue me, Google, I don't have enough money. But kokua has a deeper meaning than just help. It conveys the idea of helping others without expecting anything in return. It can also mean to cooperate and pitch in without regard for oneself. And so with that in mind, kokua is a choice. Kokua is a mentality, and kokua is a way of life. So in the spirit of kokua, I'm also helping that this channel can help others. Personally, I grew up through a lot. I mean, I grew up through poverty, including homelessness. I grew up through physical abuse, mental and emotional abuse, racism, and so much more. And I guess I don't bring that up so that you'll feel bad for me. Like, I mean, I'm here. But at the end of the day, I guess I mentioned that with both the awareness and the reality that somewhere out there, whether it's you, but somewhere out there is someone else, a parent, a child, both, all of the above, or none of the above, who's alone, who needs help, who doesn't have all the answers, and at the very least just needs somebody who gets it. And so for me personally, yes, TMAD Channel, the middle-aged dad, is primarily here for my kids. But in the spirit of Kokua, I'm here for you too. Whoever else needs it. Okay, moving on. So that brings me to, oh yes, oh I like this part, the 3 promises. Okay, and this is the 3 promises to my kids and also to anybody else who's watching. You guys, this should hopefully go without saying, but I do not have all of the answers, okay? I am just like everyone else walking this planet, who either will walk this planet or has walked this planet, okay? I'm human. I am absolutely 100% error prone or fallible, however you want to put it. But the truth of the matter is that I've done the best, usually, with the best that I have. But those are the means and methods that have worked for me. That does not mean that those same means, methods, or tools are going to work for you. I like to think that I have more learning and experience than most. And because of that, I will have more answers than most. But with that said, I don't have all of the answers. Nobody does. And so with that, as we talk about things, if you do have some of the answers that I don't have, I would love it. Share your feedback. Share your perspective. Share your replies. I would love to see it in the comments or as a reply video or however else you feel capable of doing it. But yes, the second thing that I want to talk about is that also, and this includes for my own kids, we will not always agree. Something that's sort of inherent to parenting, right, is talking about very diverse topics, issues, needs, problems, and so on. And in their nature, right, many of these topics and subjects are going to be extremely sensitive. With that in mind, kiddos and everybody else, I absolutely commit to being as considerate and respectful about these subjects and topics as I can be. But by their nature, they will be offensive. By their nature, they will be divisive. Which brings me to another quote that I dearly love, which is that conflict is inevitable, but contention is a choice, right? Because conflict is just, the competition over perceived scarce resources or whatever the dictionary definition is. But contention, right? Like being angry about it, fighting about it, being rude about it, etc. All of that is a choice. And so with that in mind, again, I promise I'll be as sensitive and considerate as I can be, but we will not always agree on things. And in fact, there will come many times where you'll be tempted to be offended or be tempted to fight about it. And if I hurt your feelings, if I talk about something in such a way that you feel offended, I am sorry. Keep in mind, taking an offense is a choice, too, just as giving an offense is a choice. So I will do my best to not give offense, as long as you promise to do your best not to take offense. All right. With that said, the third thing that I can also assure you about, that I can promise, is that because I'm human, because I'm still alive, I will disappoint and I will let you down at some point. You guys, I'm just a dude. I'm just a guy. I'm just a middle-aged dad. I'm not a thought leader. I'm not an influencer. I'm not an innovator or a public figure or a celebrity or a philosopher or any of those things. Okay, I'm just me. And so with that said, like I've done things that I regret doing. Absolutely, 100% done things that I regret doing. I've hurt people that I didn't mean to hurt or shouldn't have hurt. and wish that I hadn't. I've made choices that I would 100% take back. And I guess the whole reason I mentioned that, right, is because I'm still alive now, again. So with that said, I am probably going to do something along those lines again, right? I'm probably going to make a mistake or make a bad choice. Like, those are two different things. Sometime in my lifetime. And so with that said, the third thing that I just want to make sure I iterate is that I will disappoint you. I will let you down at some point. And honestly, all that I have to say to that right now and in this space is that I'm sorry. I'm doing my best. But contrary to popular belief, sometimes my best isn't enough. I promise I'll try better. I promise I'll do better. And I promise that so long as you can come and give me your best energy and intention, I will come and bring my best energy and intention. And together we can learn, and together we can grow, and together we can make things better, even if it's not easy. But we can do it. And I know that because I've lived it. Anyways, so just to review, I do not have all the answers. I will not always, or we will not always agree. And at some point I am going to let you down and disappoint. I'm sorry, but we can fix it. We can make it better. What are your thoughts, Brittany? Okay then. Moving on. So if you are still here and if you are still watching, I just want to say mahalo. Thank you so much for joining me, and thank you so much for being here. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to TMAD Channel. I am the middle-aged dad. And most importantly, I mean, maybe this is the only episode I ever make, but since you're here, I need to leave you with a very important message. And it's so important that I'm going to lean in for this one. Okay. Kiddos and everybody else watching. I know that things can be hard. Really hard. I know that things can also be really unfair. I wish I could make it better. I wish I could fix it all. But since I can't do those things, it's most important that right now, right here, you understand what I'm about to say. You matter. You are important. And for me, your best is enough. I'm sorry things are hard, but they will get better. I promise. And that's not an empty promise, right? I can promise because I've seen it. I've lived it. You matter. You're worthy. And the world is a better place with you here. I need you. You need you. And the best is yet to come. Just hang on. Thanks for being here. Okay. All right, guys. I love your family. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. And again, to everybody else, thank you so much for joining us. In Hawaiian, as we say, e malama pono, ahui ho, or take care until we meet again. Any closing thoughts, Brittany? Okay. I love you guys. Bye. See you next episode.